Okay. Yeah, let's go with this. Audio looks okay. Let me know if the music is too loud here. Yeah. As usual, unscheduled stream. Just hanging out. I don't like how my hair looks underneath the headphones here. Is that better? Is that more relatable in some way? Okay. All right, yeah. Saturday afternoon, probably not the best time to do a live stream. I feel like weekdays are usually the best, but that's okay. I feel compelled to do a stream every once in a while, and I like doing a stream every once in a while. And also, weekends is kind of my only availability anymore, so we'll try this for now. I don't know. And I am slightly encouraged, I guess, by the fact that every single time I do a stream, we have, a handful of people show up live usually. But then after the fact, it's like, I don't know, maybe 40 people end up watching some portion of the stream once it's been uploaded. I don't know. I think that's kind of great for a live stream, especially a live stream of my technical quality. I find that kind of heartening. So I'll continue doing these for quite a while. Channel stuff overall is a big question mark recently, and I don't know whether or not I'll get into that today. But in general, as per usual, I'm here just to hang out. I am here to play some video games just so there's something happening on the screen, and also because it's one of those Steam Next Fest events happening right now, which means that there's a bunch of demos out that people can play. And I've had a great time crawling through the different demos over the last few days. And I'm going to play some of my favorite ones that I've come across so far. And that's it. That's it. That's all we're doing. That's what's going on. I hope you had a nice week. I hope you've been doing okay. Yeah, that's enough of an intro. Let's go ahead and try to get started here with a game called Ollie Frog, Ollie Toad, Ollie. I was just on the title screen and I forgot the name already. Hold on, I have to. It's not the most memorable name. It's Ollie Frog Toad Skater, which, yeah, like it's It kind of fits the overall vibe of the game, which you'll get a. Oh no, I think my vocal audio is too high. It says that I'm like basically peak. Sorry about that. Hopefully here is that okay? All right. Anyway, you'll get a quick sense for the vibe of the game. Oh, I can have different patterns too. So imagine this is a Kirby Tony Hawk game, basically. Especially, oh my gosh, there are even more patterns that you just get for free. These are all just unlocked, I guess. Wow, that makes it look like, old school, like, I don't know, Donkey Kong Jr., I guess, who I don't think survived as a character. But I love, yeah, now I need to change the color. What do you think? Ooh. Okay, but then we change the body color as well. Oh, that's kind of hard to look at, huh? I mean, we can do a Kirby. Is that Kirby Pink? Where do we land on Kirby Pink? That's not bad. Not super distinctive, but I think it's okay. Alright. Yeah. And we're gonna save this as... Kirby. Done? Done. Alright. That's the one I want. And now we can start a level. Anyway, so this is a skateboarding game, if you hadn't noticed. It's... it's built in Unity. It is seemingly really going for a specific look. It definitely seems reminiscent of, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say PS1 era because it's not. It's more advanced than that. But like you can tell from the art direction. Like it's not, you know, it's letting the Jaggies exist as they are. It's not trying to, you know, throw you off with fancy post-processing effects or anything like that. I've already done the tutorial, by the way. It's very long, so I'm not going to do that. But it is fun that, I guess, part of the game is will let you just run around as your little guy. And then when you want, hop on a skateboard and do some cool stuff. And it's, in terms of controls and stuff, it's actually very similar to Tony Hawk, at least based on my very limited knowledge of that series overall. Oops. Yeah. And you get a fun little squeaky toy sound effect for when you bail. But yeah, then the other... that's the other thing, is you're kind of observing here. The physics for this game are a little bit wild. I don't know. Oh, little stutter there, a little hiccup. I don't know if it's some kind of built-in Unity physics engine. I don't know. I don't think it's some kind of. I don't think it's an iteration of Havoc's Unity physics engine. But yeah, sometimes it just... Oh, and as you can see along the bottom of the screen there, that is not because I requested the development console. That just happens sometimes when things mess up, and obviously this is a dev build of the game. This is not a final product, you know. But anyway, going back to the controls, pretty similar. You can use either the analog stick or the D-pad to control. And then, yeah, you have your, while you're in the air, you use a direction and one of your face buttons to do different types of tricks. And I'm still not very good at how you're supposed to plug those in and sort of the order and timing of it. But so far it has been a lot of fun. I enjoy this. And especially because, like, okay, this is a demo. A lot of the demos for these Next Fest games are very simple, right? And you don't... it's a limited amount of playtime, right? They'll give you a couple scenarios or something in like a strategy game, a couple levels of a platformer, and that's it, and you're done. And if you want to replay those a million times, you can, but it's not super interesting. But as for this, it's a skate game. So we kind of have a big portion of the full game already, just because they give us, I guess, 3 stages, 3 more or less full stages, and then a version of one stage that is straight up Tony Hawk ripoff, where they give you the objectives, you know, to complete within like 2 or 3 minutes, right? So it kind of feels more full and replayable than other demos. And I hope that it stays up past Next Fest. I hope that they just leave this up and make it available for people to play as much as they want until the game comes out. Because I like it. At first I was like, oh, I'm not big on skateboarding games, so it's not really for me. But no, I'm kind of digging it now. And as I was saying to a friend the other day, the soundtrack here, and I'll explain in detail like who does the soundtrack, sure, in a minute. But at first I just assumed like, okay, you know, they got somebody they knew to do the songs, or like an internet friend to do some music for this, and it's okay. And in fact, I was surprised by the quality of some of the music in this game. So the way I put it to a friend was just like, oh, you know, it seems like the dev just got like their cousin or something who does some music, you know, but they actually turned out to be very good at it. Like they turned out to have some pretty good stuff. And that's not quite the case. That was not an accurate reading of the situation, although it's kind of accurate in spirit. But it's a bunch of people who have done the music for this game. I think I can... Do I have to go here to show the credits? Yeah. But check it out. Here we have some users. Pause your screen. if you want to look at the list of musicians in detail. But some of the stuff, I can't tell you which ones. I don't know the names of all the songs yet, but some of it is actually pretty great. Especially the sort of like, I don't know, drum and bass, jungle, breakbeat kind of stuff. It's actually pretty darn good. I've actually really enjoyed it. So I'm impressed there. I'm impressed on that front. And yeah, otherwise, I mean, like I said, the game does give here's sort of a ska inspired song, but overall the game gives off a vibe of like, this isn't a huge deal, like we're doing our best, but we have a small team. It seems that most of the game development is one person, so I'm not surprised at all that it looks, it's a little bit limited in terms of visuals, gameplay, but that doesn't really matter all that much. It's still very pleasant to look at. It's a very functional game in terms of doing skateboard tricks. That little reveal, something I had to find by accident on this level. I thought, oh, it's a small, boring level. What's up with that? But it turns out a bunch of the level was hidden underwater, and I just accidentally fell in, and that's how I found it. So neat, pretty cool stuff. And this is, yeah, I've forgotten the name once again. Ollie Frog Toad Skate. Not a great title, but a delightful little romp for people who want like yet another skateboarding game that doesn't feel overbearing. It doesn't feel like they're trying to cash in. It seems like there's genuine, love and respect for the genre. And yeah, it's definitely not all that different from the existing Tony Hawk games, especially of the early 2000s, but it doesn't really matter. It is A-okay in my book. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. Anyway, especially on Steam Deck. By the way, there's no verification for whether this runs on Steam Deck. I can personally say that it runs pretty well on Steam Deck. Like, there is no issue. I don't think the D-pad is fully functional on the Steam Deck for this game for some reason. I'm sure you could remap that. But otherwise, it works just fine. And it's good. It's good stuff. Should I stop there? I should probably stop there. But it is fun to do. Fun to do some quick wall rides. Yeah, look at that. Hey, that was some kind of combo. Oh, is that how we... Oh, there is a way to land on flat if you're coming from like a half pipe. I think that's what that was. Let me see. Well, that's just redirecting it. Anyway, there it is. There you go. There's your little sample of that one. We'll move on to the next one and get rid of the devlog error messages. What else we got? This is my whole installed library, so I can't quickly go to the different things. I'll show some of this one. This is a game called On Guard. It was shown in one of the internet presentations for E3 season recently. I do not remember which presentation it was. Either way, the concept kind of hooked me. Basically, it's a video game version of the swashbuckling, sword-fighting adventure movie, mostly of decades past. You can think of Zorro somewhat more recently, or like the old Errol Flynn movies, stuff like that, where you're going on an adventure, you're like a dashing hero, and you do fancy sword-fighting stuff and use wacky little tricks to dispatch the enemies. They also put it in the category of a... how do I restart? They put it in the category of a spectacle fighter, which is a term that's been applied to, like, Bayonetta, the Devil May Cry series, a bunch of other stuff where it's typically third-person, hack-and-slash kind of combat, but there's a huge emphasis on overall style. How stylish can you be with your gameplay? How well can you take care of the enemies? And yeah, I want to start over. Yes. I want to start over from the beginning. And anyway, I still love the idea. After having played the demo here, I still like the idea a lot. I love the character of the game overall. Um, I think it is very charming. It's very likable. I have no idea where it was developed, but either way, uh, lots of fun. It's just in more of the technical details, the smaller things here that kind of throw me off a little bit. Um, Something about character movement in general. First of all, this is your default run speed, as it were, and then this is that's my sort of dash sprint, and I don't know. Oh look, okay, very self-referential, very meta. That's fun, I guess. Lovely art direction. I think it's a good-looking game. This is all just tutorial, but anyway, yeah. So once we actually get into the combat stuff, I don't know. I don't know if it's down to character animations or if it's just my perception being off or something like that. I don't think. Love that animation, by the way. They just hold on those couple of frames when you start the roll. Very stylish, very appealing. Anyway, so yeah, once you get in combat, there are just certain aspects of the combat that feel... I don't know, it almost feels like there's some lag going on. I don't know if that's the case. Or like not being able to cancel out of a certain animation, and that starts to hang me up. For these types of games, I like it to feel really, really responsive. And I don't think it's an input issue here. I'm using a wired controller. So that's that. How do I... Oh, I have to start on the table. There we go. So there's that. But on top of that, yeah, I wired controller, no delay, no input delay there. This is a nice, like, 165 hertz monitor, so it's not... I don't think it's a visual lag thing. So I don't know. Maybe it just comes down to the animations being used in this game, but it does feel a little bit laggy, and that's not... just not down to my preference. That's not something I'm into for, you know, action games. Heavy emphasis on combat. Also, there's this auto-targeting system, so instead of manually targeting, it just snaps on to sort of the nearest enemy. You can change the target, but I find it a little annoying, personally. Alright, okay, so we're locked on. I forget how to parry. How do I parry? Well, I guess it'll tell me. There we go. Y is parry. Alright, no problem. Okay. Where's the bad guys? Oh. There we go. I don't know. Can you tell what about what I'm saying just from like the visuals here? Like, does it seem stunted and a little bit delayed, or is that just my perception of it overall? I'm not quite sure. Otherwise, the combat is neat. They are definitely trying to capture that feel of really showy old movies that have a lot of sword fighting, where who knows how accurate it is to sort of sword fighting techniques, but regardless, it's fun, it's flashy. That's obviously a big part of the spectacle fighter. It's just like it looks neat to do. And this is fun too. There's like sort of these parkour elements to the game overall. Neat, and at least in the tutorial has been a very, very common part of just traversal. Like, if you don't know, they even say right here, if you don't know where to go, you probably need to go upwards. Like, there's a verticality to the level design that you just have to account for. Are you gonna attack me? I have to attack you first, and then you do this? Okay. Okay, so the diamond is like a multi-stage health bar. Okay, alright. And that's another thing that kind of makes sense, given that it's a sword fighting game, is like, it might take a while to finish a guy off. You're just sword fighting. You're sword fighting with this little dainty, I don't know, saber? Rapier? I don't know. Parry, parry, parry. Okay. I am worried that it'll end up being like really sort of, not bullet spongy, but you know what I mean. Tanky enemies that take a really, really long time to take down. But then again, that aids in like, this is the feeling of like a, what am I doing? Oh, I'm kicking. Aids in the feeling of I'm taking part in an epic battle, you know, that would be a 10-minute scene in a movie. So it kind of works for that too. Enemy groups, must dodge. Red attacks, you dodge. Okay. So that was not a red attack. Dodged it. Thanks. Oops. And, oh, no, I want to kick this box into you. No, 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 no. Oh, okay, so you cannot parry the red attacks. Get him, get him, get him. Dodge. Wow, we're doing pretty poorly, huh? Can I kick this one still? Well, that didn't work. Here you go. Yeah, so kicking stuff into them stuns them. That's how we do that. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Okay. And then, yeah, we have the roll, which I already talked about. I think it's great. I think it's great. I think it looks great. Roll. Oh, also, can pet the chicken. Why not? Why not have that in your game, you know? Okay, what else we got? Can I kick these? There we go. Can I do like a jump attack? I was hoping for a ground pound. One guy? There we go. Okay, okay. I kind of wish, I don't know, maybe this would run contrary to the vibe they're trying to establish. Do you think they will let you grab different swords? I think that would be kind of neat. Any game with swords, I want different ones. I want different ones all the time in different styles. Can I jump all the way over there? Nope, I can't. This is like, be smart about fighting, guys, because if you just hack and slash your way through, it's not going to work. Which is fair. Okay. Yeah, that. This is much better than the last time I did this. Oh, that was a red attack, see? There we go. Nice. Is there more guy? Oh, there's more guy. Oh, sorry, didn't know he was that close. Sorry. That was bad. No, no, no. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could just me being bad at game. That is totally possible, but there are times when I'm trying to... Oh, no. Oh, no. Is this the frame rate of the stream? It says that I'm not dropping any frames, but it looks abysmal. No. If that's how bad it is, we can't keep this up. We cannot continue to do this. Let me check another game real quick. Let me just see if it runs as badly. If it does, then I'll give up. I'll give up for the day, and that's fine. Cordlets, yeah, why not? I showed this in the most recent video I posted. Simple building game, kind of a city builder, but not. Okay, this looks better. The bitrate has tanked, but okay, so I guess that other game was just too intense. I guess it was just too much to handle. I don't know why. That's unfortunate. I was having a good time showing that one off, but we have to bow to the whims of our available technology here. So I guess I'll do this for a little while, but that's very disappointing. I hope the skateboarding game wasn't showing as badly. I think that was running okay. I don't know what the point is if you can make stuff across the... Anyway, this is Gordlets. It's a much simpler game visually and technologically, so that was the hope, is that this would run okay and not give us any issues. which seems to be the case. But yeah, I did describe it in that most recent video, and yeah, it really is super simplified city builder kind of thing, where the strategic element really isn't there. I guess you could apply a strategic element if you really wanted to, but there aren't really traditional gameplay objectives, so you don't need to worry about that stuff. You just kind of make things. You make things, and the little Gordlet creatures, I assume is what they're called, hang out and do things based on what you make. And that's it. How do I rotate? Rotate object is tab. There's 3 of those. Yeah, so we're just making stuff. I don't know. Why not a coffee shop sign around? Why not? A well. I don't know if that's helpful to them. One person can have a mailbox. Yeah, there's no room for mailboxes over here. And this is it. This is the game. This is how it goes. Put some benches here so people can watch. How about a whole bunch of continuous benches? In real life, I love that. When there's a park or something that just has a huge line of benches around. Oh, is it uh-oh. There it goes. Man. Why is the stream so picky today? Got trees. I don't think the trees really do anything functionally. It's just an aesthetic choice as far as I can tell. Look at that. It kind of looks like a park. There's different types of terrain we can use. Again, I'm not really sure to what purpose. Like, this appears to be sand. But so far, I haven't seen it do anything. Like, I don't see them treating it as a beach. See, they just kind of... This, they'll use as a dock. Oh, nope, wrong one. This they'll use as a dock. So they'll go fishing with this. That's kind of fun. But, yeah, otherwise I don't know the function of all these things. They might just be aesthetic. We have some lighting. We can change it to... Oh, it went away. We can change it to nighttime. The light doesn't really project as I thought it might, but maybe that's being added in later. We got different kinds of lampposts, if that's what you're into. But yeah, this is cherry trees. I don't know. And then for some reason, we can go inside these buildings and do some stuff with them. And again, I don't know. I guess it's just another thing to sort of like watch and check out. You get to see there's little treats you can put here. Which is very cute. But yeah, the purpose, I don't know. I don't know what the point of this is. They just hang out. There you go. We can put up some wall art. Or a window, I suppose. There you go. We need more tables, obviously. Oh, does that block the door? Are they going to be able to get in? There you go. It did block them. Anyway, but yeah, like, why? I guess it's just a neat thing to do. That's fine by me. We can also add campfires, right? It's a little campground now. They will do some things with that. Have a couple guys fishing over here. Playing chess with nobody, that's a little sad, but... Or maybe they're watching an autonomous chess match or something like that. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. Oops. Sorry. If I click out of the window, it disappears for everybody. That's not great. Okay. Anyway, this is Gordlets. You have the water train from Spirited Away, and it brings these little creatures, these little Pikmin guys, to your town. And yeah, do you want to see how far we can build just before we step away from this? Like, what is our... There's got to be a limit to the demo capabilities, right? Sorry, I need to move the mic over here. That's better. How far can we go? Pretty far? Very far. Oh, is this our limit? That's how far we can go. In case you were wondering. That's it. That's... Is anybody trying to make the journey? No. They're just like, nah, it's not worth it. Not worth it to us. This guy, will he be the first one to discover these new lands? I have to give him some kind of reward, right? A bench, definitely. He needs a bench after all this walking. I'll put the bench here. Maybe a little bit of light. Will he be able to... let's give him a full pathway here. Let's give him the best chance possible. Did he give up? He gave up, didn't he? It's a bit too far, but still, my goodness, that's just our limit in one direction. I guess here is our other limit. That's pretty large, so just on the assumption that it's going to be even larger in the complete version. Wow. That's not bad. You could do some complex stuff, especially if they, you know, the devs end up adding a lot more things to build, because I do find the current demo set a little bit limited, at least after, like, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes of playtime. I just feel like, okay, I've kind of seen what there is here, then that's it, you know. Fine for a demo, of course, but yeah, for the full release, I hope there's a whole bunch more and a lot more things to do, because I enjoy it. I think it's a neat idea. It's very, I don't know, the one episode of Adventure Time, what is it called? Little People or whatever, where Finn becomes obsessed with, I think it's Finn who becomes obsessed with the little toy versions of all our characters from the series and making them do stuff with each other and seeing how the relationships develop. It's that kind of vibe. Anyway, there's Gordlets. I'm glad that one came through on the stream okay. Are there any other ones that I wanted to show off real quick? Yes. I'll show Thronefall very quickly. Partially because it feels somewhat related to that garden box video I did the other week or whenever that was. I think it shares a lot of similarities to that genre as I kind of outlined it. I already have, I played through a little bit here. I wonder if I can replay this section. Yes, I can. I'm gonna turn this down here. Let's do this. No mutations. Yeah. Anyway, so this is basically... is this... Yeah, the frame rate is okay on this one. Neat art direction. I think this is kind of stunning visually, despite being, like, relatively simple, you know. I think it looks very neat. And, yeah, basically a simplified RTS, or at least so far. I'm sure the scenarios will get more complicated. I don't know if I like shift as sprint, but either way. So yeah, so as you go along, there's a day-night cycle, and night is when the bad guys come and fight. And that's kind of it. During the day, you build stuff and make your plans. And we just progress to night whenever we're ready, and that's when we have to fight guys. So based on how much money we earn from various choices, we can choose to build different stuff, and that's it. So we're alone right now, but it's okay because these guys are super weak, and we have a lovely fortified position here. So once we finish them off, oh yeah, also we have an active ability that's on a cooldown, so that helps speed things up a little bit. Okay, get that guy, and we're done. Okay, so now, did I play this on controller before? Did I? Let me see. Maybe. This actually feels pretty good on controller. So yeah, daytime, we build stuff. We have a little bit of money, so we're going to build these houses. Right there. Beautiful. Perfect. And then what do I press for night? A. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Aha! Okay. What do we got? We have six coins. Not enough to upgrade that, but I'm pretty sure... oh yeah, I'm supposed to build defense towers like this. I don't know. Isn't it great? I think cell shading, we could safely call this, but the color selection is great. Also, look at the horse's legs. Notice, this is regular speed. This is sprinting. The horse's legs, or at least the front ones, are at the same speed regardless. It doesn't matter. And I love it. They knew they had a wonderful animation for this horse. All right. Active ability is A. So we hit that again. Our towers are doing their job. So obviously more of a strategy game than most of the Garden Box games I was talking about in that video, but I still think similar, especially in terms of aesthetic value. Great looking game. So in that way, it feels very similar. Let's do this one. I did the other upgrade last time. But this should make our character much more powerful. Although it's not super tangible. And then, yeah, if your character dies, you respawn after like 10 seconds. So hopefully you have other automated defenses and soldiers and stuff to do some of the work for you when you're not around. But so far we don't have those defenses. Now do I? Now can I build? Yeah, this is what we want. We'll get spearmen and a farm. Okay. And then you know, like a lot of RTS stuff. You grab them, command them. We're gonna bring them right here. It's fine. Seems fine. I do want to build that defensive wall. Maybe after this round. Ah! There we go. Look at that. Yeah, how much to build this? 3? Let's do it. So now we have a nice little fortified wall. And then you can upgrade buildings when you have enough money, that kind of thing. Let's do this. Now we have more guys. Do I have to place them again? Let's see. I guess so. Alright. Is this a bad guy chasing me? No, this is one of the good... Oh, I accidentally... Okay. Are we done? Oh, one more guy. Beautiful. So as you saw, plenty of them died. That round. It's just how it goes. Can I make another? No, that's another house. I guess we'll do that. Tower. Can I upgrade any of the towers? Yes. Okay. And then this gives us more money for each of the rounds. And let's just spend all our money and see how it goes. Okay, for real, guys, this is the only place where they attack. So please, if you could just stay here, that would be great. I would really appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, the archers are a problem for our little spear friends who are just being slaughtered out here. Can I take care of that guy? No. There we go. Yeah, they're getting just wiped out. They are not holding up very well at all. So yeah, you can just upgrade various... Let's go ahead and upgrade this tower as well, since it's closest to the attackers. Can we upgrade this? Nope, we cannot. How much to upgrade this? You don't get to. Fine. How about this? Can't upgrade that either. Alright. Again, guys. How about here? Are you happier here? Will you return to that spot? Here, I'm gonna let them do the work for a little bit here. Nope. Nice. Can we do one of those? Yeah, they're not... My troops are not holding up particularly well. I probably should have gone with knights, I guess. But that's okay. This is how the game is played. Look at that. See, we still made it. We get lots of money now. Okay. And we beat the level. I don't get to keep the money. That's a shame. Alright. Yep. Yep. Let's at least start this one real quick. I think it's a fun scenario. What does this do? For a large amount of health, your horse is slower at night. Oh, that sounds like a good perk. Play. Okay. Okay, so we have to build our keep over here. Do I have... Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. Okay. Can I do a house as well? Yes. And let's go. Okay. Alright. I'm alright with this. That was a good round. What do I got? What do I got? No, I don't want to farm there. That takes 7. I don't have quite enough for that. How do I get my soldier? I guess I can't get soldier friends yet. So yeah, let's do another attack tower, especially now that they're coming from over here. And then a house, I guess. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, as usual, the bitrate for the stream is just all over the map. Still don't know about that. Still don't know why that is the case, because I ran a speed test right before starting the stream, and it was like, oh, you got plenty of internet, like, more than usual. And it's still what it's, I don't know, OBS doesn't use all of it. I don't understand. It is very frustrating. And very inconveniently, by the way. Yeah. Very inconveniently, oh. Well, we're on our own for at least another round. Very inconveniently, so I started a new job relatively recently, and it's remote, which is good. I like working from home. That's A-okay by me. Unfortunately, it also happens to be a job where meetings are pretty typical. Like, not on a weekly basis, but you will have meetings. Wow, that tower is done for. You will have meetings, and obviously it's all over Zoom or Microsoft Teams or whatever. And within I think my very first day, and easily within my first week, it was constant. I was constantly, oh, that's new. Let's grab them. It was constant where I was getting dropped from video calls with my brand new job, and I was just like, this is not, like, come on now. If there was one time when I really needed my internet to be at least passable and somewhat consistent, it would be, my first week of a new job when I'm trying to make a good first impression. Not even then could could the internet hold out and give me some decent speeds. It was just like, nah, sorry. What do you want? It's Tuesday at 10 a.m. We just don't have enough to go around, and that's how it went. Thankfully, I have fewer meetings now, but wow, no help there from my internet service provider. So I will be writing them a letter. I will let them know that is the impact their service had on my life, and I'm sure they'll turn things around after that. Yes, I want this, and I want it to be archers. Archers or crossbowmen? Archers. We don't have... We can build some houses, I guess. This is the safe place to put the houses. Okay. Are you guys gonna leave? I wish they would permanently stay in a particular spot. I think that would be just convenient and nice, but I guess that's not the design choice that was made there. These things are very annoying. Don't enjoy dealing with these guys. Come on. Yeah, this is not great. Also, do you know what else this game reminds me of? Nobody's here, by the way. I'm just talking to, I don't know. I guess I'm talking to the hypothetical person who's watching this later on. The 5 of you who will do that. You know what else this reminds me of? This reminds me of Fat Princess. Do you guys... I didn't buy anything. Do you guys remember Fat Princess? Fat Princess was a PS3 game. I think it was digital only, which means it doesn't exist now. Unless you have it downloaded to a PS3 console that you have hanging around. You just can't access that game anymore, which is very disappointing. But basically, Fat Princess was like a sort of RTS party game. You could do at least 4-player couch co-op, I think. Maybe just 2, I can't quite remember. But yeah, it's just like Capture the Flag, except it's princesses. You have to capture the princess of the opposing team, and the way to prevent the other team from capturing your princess and carrying her off is to feed her cake. And when you feed her cake, she gets larger, and so she's harder to carry around. So very dumb, very silly. I loved it. I thought it was such a cool game. I used to play it with some friends of mine back in the college days, and it was great. It was such a good time. But it doesn't exist anymore, and it makes me sad. But similar to that, not only the gameplay elements that are similar to this, Thronefall, but also just the fact that the art direction, I think, was kind of similar too. I think Fat Princess was actually a pretty good-looking game. I don't know if anyone else in the world feels that way about it. I loved the way that game looked. I thought it was super neat. Super neat. That's my blurb for Fat Princess. You can put on the store page. So it was very disappointing to me that no one has remastered or released that game on a modern platform. It's just dead in the water. It hasn't been preserved. I don't think you can even really emulate it. I don't know if anybody has the files or anything. It's very upsetting. I thought that was a fun little game. What else do we want? Tower seems obvious. Upgrade that tower. Can I upgrade the wall? Not yet. Okay. All right, let's do it. So, the question is, how long do I continue to stream? How long do I keep this up on my Saturday before my yeah, this is when I actually need to do some commanding. Please, never mind. How long do I keep up this futile effort to live stream to no one? How dedicated am I to the concepts? It's not a question I anticipated for my life, for my 30-year-old self. But it's the question I'm asking today. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep this particular game up for a little bit longer. There might be one other game that I feel like showing off, and then whether or not I delete the stream as soon as it's over is TBD. We'll see. We'll see where my self-confidence is at by the time I hit stop being live. We'll see. I don't know. Can I do this? Cool. Yes, let's do that. I don't know. Aren't these cool designs? Like, these buildings look great. Even the level 2 houses, like, they look so cool. Wonderful design. Lovely. We can build more stuff, right? Yeah, let's do that. Knights. I don't know. Yeah, I do. Yeah, maybe there is a way to change their default position. I don't know, but so far I haven't identified that. Okay. Good enough. And by the way, I've never been all that good at RTS stuff. It's not really my jam most of the time, especially the really complex RTS games. It's just not for me. I'm not going to invest the time. I appreciate what they offer, and it's probably really cool to be good at those games. Like, it probably feels great to have all the hotkeys down and know exactly what you're doing, and just really effectively command your troops or whatever. But it's never been my thing. So stuff like this, that it's more boiled down, it's stripped back. I don't want to say that it's like simpler or more basic, because like it is inherently, but I don't want to imply that it's like lesser than, just because it's a simplified version of that genre. You know what I mean? It's still valid, it's still a whole bunch of fun, but it's nowhere near as serious as those crazy hardcore RTS games. So I don't know. I appreciate that devs are making stuff like this. For a player like me, who is just not, they like a little bit of strategic thought, but not too much. That's right up my alley. Okay, I wish someone would help me, but that's my fault. I have to tell them to help me. Please help over here and save this tower. Why did they do that? Why did they leave me? What? Why are they don't listen? That's very strange. I don't see why that's the case. Okay. Alright. Okay. Well, the tower's not dead yet. I guess I appreciate that. And hit him with my sword. Cool. That was not too bad. Can we do anything else fancy and fun? What's that, 16? I guess it's good to have a bunch of knights, right? Or do we want to... How about a bunch of the archer people? Is that it? Can I... oh, how much does... Oh, I should have done the wall. That's okay. 6? Oh, that works. That's kind of neat. I'm not even gonna bother trying to tell them where to go this time. I don't know why. Is it maybe they just are... The aggro is based on like the strongest, the most powerful enemy within their range? So even if you command them to go after a weaker enemy, they just don't? I don't know. That doesn't seem like a thing they should... Are these guys even... It doesn't even seem like the knights are fighting them. Why not? So clearly I just don't... I don't understand the game so far. I don't understand the nuances. But I love the premise. I love sort of just the basics of it and everything. And we'll finish out this wave, and then I'll either move on to something else or quit and have the rest of my day here. Because I have bread. It's a Saturday, so I got some bread. I've been trying to cut down on the carbs, but I got some bread. So it's a very exciting day. I got some bread and wine. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just try our best. Oh, I said I was going to stop. Yep, I'll stop. No, it's fine. It's fine. Neat game. It's called Thronefall, and you get permanent unlocks that can modify your runs. It's a roguelike structure overall. You know, it's neat. Great sound effects. Great look. Well done. Don't know who the devs are, but you did a great job. Okay. Is there anything else I want to show? Or do we give up? Maybe not. No, I don't. This one's a little involved, so I don't think I'll show it. But there's a game called Word Factory that I really love. It's, I don't know what to call these. Sort of automation games similar to Factorio or Mindustry, which I played on stream a while back. Neat games that focus on automation and, like, pathing and procedures and long strings of processes and stuff, but in a fun way. And I think Word Factory is a lovely entry in whatever we're calling that genre. I have no idea. Kind of a puzzle game, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of... It would take a little while to really get into, so I think I'll skip that for now. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I think I have to call it quits, right? Like, it just... Right? Unless somebody wants to yell at me right now and say, oh, no, you got to keep going. Otherwise, I think... I should just call it quits on the stream. It's been an interesting one, hasn't it? It's been... I should definitely give more notice for the streams, I know that. Or just stick to a regular schedule. But yeah, like I said somewhat recently, it's tough. It's tough with full-time job, and now I have like 2 or 3 freelance jobs on top of that. So there's a lot going on. And it's hard to manage the time for streams and video stuff. So there's that, just so people are aware of that. And what else? There's something else I was going to say about the channel. Yeah, slightly more serious, but I'll keep it brief. Nothing too crazy, don't worry. But basically, the last video I put out is doing much better than my average video. It's over 1,000 views, which is not that much for YouTube as a whole. But it's a pretty good amount for my channel. A lot of my stuff never makes it that far. That's whatever. That's a whole other topic. But basically, I knew prior to uploading that particular video about like Garden Box games and my discussion of that sort of subgenre, I knew that it wasn't like the average thing. I knew it was pretty cohesive. I thought it was pretty well executed too. So I was like, okay, you know what? This is a good video. This is a good video, and I'm going to keep track in particular of how this one performs, because typically I don't pay a lot of attention to the analytics for stuff on my channel. Not anymore. I find it disheartening generally. So I just don't do that anymore. With this one in particular, I was like, yeah, you know what? I should pay attention because I'm curious. I sometimes you're not quite sure if a video is good, and so whatever the response is, you're like, okay, well, that explains it to me. Like this, if people like it a bunch, it was a decent video. If people don't like it and it gets no traction, then maybe it wasn't a very good video, and you try something different, right? So like that's one way to judge the quality of a video outside of your own personal taste. And with this one, it was different. I felt pretty confident about the quality of the video. I thought the production value was good, if not great. It was okay, you know. And I thought the topic was novel. I thought it was interesting, and I thought it was relevant to a lot of people. I think plenty of people, you know, would be interested in that. and especially because many of the specific games that I was talking about have pretty big followings. Some of those games, Dwarf Romantic in particular, it's a pretty big deal. Like it's I don't know the sales numbers, but it has a big following. Plenty of people play it. There's a board game out for that thing. Townscaper was really popular, especially when it first released. So I thought with all of those qualities combined, this video has a good shot of getting some traction. And in general, the top videos on my channel ever, like all time, get maybe 10,000, maybe 20,000. That's sort of the high end for my stuff, right? So I thought, okay, well, let's see what this video does. Let's pay attention, and we'll kind of use that as like a litmus test, I guess, to decide how to do things going forward here on the channel. And I'm happy that the video is over 1K. That is something. It brings a few more people to the channel, makes people aware of some of the other videos I've done. It gets people talking in the comments and stuff. That is all good news. However, at least so far, it's stalled. Like, the video has stalled. It stalled within the first couple days. And I won't say that it's completely plateaued. Like, it'll probably continue to get some decent viewership and stuff as time goes on. But the fact is, it didn't do nearly as well as I was expecting. Especially when I compared it to my, most viewed videos that I've ever made. I think it's of a similar quality, or maybe even a little bit better in concept and presentation. And it's just not there. Like, clearly it's just not getting the numbers. I don't, as to why, I don't know. Maybe it's an algorithm thing. Maybe it's just interest level. Maybe it's just genuinely, not that many people are into it. They're not that interested in the concept. Regardless of the reason, it definitely brings certain things to light as to, like, what the actual future of the channel is. And I don't think it's the brightest future. It just doesn't seem to be. We just don't seem to attract the affection of the algorithms that could, determine who gets shown my videos, right? And for a long time, basically, I don't know, since the start of the channel, or at least for the last couple years it's been, I have kind of questioned, like, okay, is it worth it? Is it worth it to keep up with the pace of videos? Is it worth it to put in the effort? Because I don't know. I mean, hopefully the videos come off as relatively low-key and casual. That's kind of the intention, but in terms of actually making the things, it's a lot more effort than that. Like, it's definitely not something that I just slap together and, throw up, and I was like, no editing, whatever, here it is. Here's the video, I don't really care. There is plenty of work that goes into it. There's a bunch of writing and editing of a script beforehand. There's video recording, which is its own thing. Just for that most recent video, there were 5 different recording sessions for that. On 3 or 4 separate days, I recorded takes for that video and just kept redoing it over and over and over again. And then on top of that, the editing was, I want to say, at least 6 hours in total, probably a little bit longer. So, long story short, there is actually a lot of effort that goes into making the videos. And on the one hand, if anybody watches them at all, and I'm really happy that I have a fairly dedicated audience, a relatively small audience, but a dedicated audience who watch my stuff very consistently. I'm very happy about that. And that's been my big motivation for continuing to make stuff. And I don't know, I just think it's started to hit a point where I do have to wonder whether or not it's worth all the time. And it's just tough. Like I said, with the scheduling thing and everything, like, with real jobs, real grown-up jobs, and not a lot of free time. Your time is not your own. You know, you have maybe 3-4 hours a day at best when you can do stuff that you want to do. And it can be tough to go from full-time job. Okay, I finished my shift. Now I'm going to do freelance work for 3 or 4 hours. And now after that, I'm going to script and shoot a video. It's pretty tough, at least for me. I know there are people who can do it. But yeah, this is just where I'm at. So I'm not saying I'm going to stop doing anything. I'm not saying that I'm going to stop making videos. That's not where I'm at right now. Like, this is all pretty low stakes stuff. I'm not super worried about it. But I just wanted to mention, especially if, you know, you notice, oh, there are fewer videos than there used to be, or just like there aren't videos every week or every week and a half like there might have been previously. This is why. This is why. There's definitely stuff going on, you know, behind the scenes. That just makes it tough. That's all. So yeah, so I'm not quitting. I'm not shutting anything down. But there are so many things that I would do different. There are many, many things that I would do differently if I was starting a channel from scratch, you know, and if I really wanted it to sort of take off and grow consistently. And those are not things I did with this channel, and, you know, whatever, hindsight's 2020. Maybe next time. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely put the channel in this place where it really is relatively stagnant. We get a handful of new subs like every month, I think, and that's about it. Like, it's not accelerating, which can be disappointing. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say, is that there are motivational issues, you know, behind the scenes that can affect output. So that's all. I wanted to to mention some of that. Specifically in a stream. I don't think this would make sense as like a dedicated video. Wow, I never got up here before. I've never gotten up onto that pergola thing, and I have to for one of the challenges, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see about that. But yeah, so there you go. I guess that's a channel update if you're looking for that kind of thing. While I play Kirby Skateboard. And yeah, so there will be more stuff. I will continue doing this. I might stop monetizing. That's one thing that I really don't feel is helping us in any way. During the first couple years of the channel, I was like, oh man, once we get monetized, all the problems are solved. Because YouTube will want to promote this stuff, because then they can make ad revenue off my videos. That makes sense. Like, this will get us some more attention. This will get us more traction. That's not what happened at all. It's not what happened at all. And it's gotten to the point where I feel bad for putting any kind of ads on my videos, because for one thing, I know how annoying the YouTube ads can be nowadays. So even if I'm just doing skippable ads and no mid-roll ads and all that kind of stuff, they're still there. They're still annoying, and I'm not making any money off of it. I've been monetized for what, more than a year now, I think, or close to a year. I have gotten 0 payouts. I'm not making money. That's the point of the ad revenue for creators, is to make some kind of revenue from it. I've made nothing. What is the point? Why subject people to ads if there's no money to be made from it? So that's something that I might just stop. Like, I don't see the point. And I don't think it's affected our metrics in a big way at all, you know, whether we have ads on the videos or not. So that is one big change that I could see myself making in the near future. But otherwise, we're playing it by ear. We're playing it by ear. If you have strong feelings about, like, how many videos there should be on the channel, or like what type of videos you specifically come to the channel for, that's very valuable information to me. And that's one of the big sort of mistakes I think I've made with the channel since the start, is having videos about more than one thing. That is not something you do on YouTube, not unless you already have a huge audience. It's a really stupid idea to have videos about more than one topic, as it turns out. So yeah, let me know. Do you specifically like videos about video games? Do you specifically like videos about animation? Do you like the sort of weird analytical videos? All that kind of stuff. I would appreciate that. Telling me in a stream would be kind of ideal. You can leave a comment, though I don't read them all that often anymore. But I will check. And yeah, we'll go from there. But I just want more information about what people come here for and, you know, what they're into. That would be helpful for me. And if you're not too concerned about any of it, then you can say that too. If you're not too concerned about, you know, the direction of the channel, I'd say okay. I totally get it. But yeah, what a lovely note to end the stream on, huh? This is a long one too, over an hour. I don't stream that long very often. That's what we got. Well, hope you've enjoyed. Very casual stream. Sorry for not giving more notice, but hey, if you're on Steam, if you have a Steam account, definitely try the Next Fest demos while they're still up. I think it's just through the weekend. Highly recommend. I'll also very quickly mention some other ones that I think are fantastic. Lotto Knot could potentially be a Garden Box game as well. Fantastic. Lovely art direction. Simple gameplay. Cute creatures and things to interact with. Really fantastic. Love it a lot. What's it? Born of Bread is a turn-based combat sort of RPG thing, sort of inspired by the Paper Mario stuff, I guess. And you're a bread character. So there's that. This one I wanted to get to, didn't have time. Declines Drops is a terrible name. Please change the name of this game. Let's start a petition. The animation is excellent. It's basically a platform fighter. Platformer, precision platformer with some combat. Seems inspired by Pizza Tower, unless it was, you know, in development long before that. Incredible animation, incredible 2D animation. I absolutely love it. Definitely worth trying out. The platforming's a little bit floaty for my taste, but otherwise, really wonderful. Jouissant, Jouissant-ish. We don't pronounce the last letter. If it's French, you don't pronounce the last letter. Climbing game. It's from a studio called Don't Nod in France. I think they're in France. And climbing, very similar to the mechanics of the VR climbing game, The Climb, by the way. I don't think anybody's mentioned that yet. But neat, really cool art direction too. Worth checking out. Anyway, that's it. Those are some games that I enjoyed from the Next Fest. And yeah, I'll have another video as soon as I can. There are a couple of other things I wanted to talk about. There's sort of an E3 video in the works, so maybe that'll be finished soon. Otherwise, thanks to anybody who stopped in live for the stream, and thank you to anybody watching the archive version later on. But that's it. I think I'll call it there. Yeah, have a great weekend, and yeah, thanks for stopping by.